Hi, and welcome to Now We're Cooking in Carol's Kitchen. Tonight I am making portobello mushroom caviar. Very simple dish. I started making this about 30-ish years ago when I decided to try to eat healthier. And it's very simple. You got your eggplant, portobello mushroom. And the way I start with this is you take a portobello mushroom and you pop the stem off. And then I use a citrus spoon to take out the membranes of the mushroom. So then I save these, I chop them up, and I put them in with the eggplant. And if you see, the way I do this, there's no seeds in here. So I'm going to cut it until I get to the seeds. And then all you do is take a knife and then just go along the side and you're going to peel it. So I already got plenty already cut up in here. I'm going to go ahead and dice this up. And then while I'm doing this, I have a cup and a half of balsamic vinegar, and it is cooking over the stove and has to cook low and slow because you want it to be like glaze, very soft. Now I started making this about 30-ish years ago, and I say 30-ish. They didn't have balsamic vinegar glaze. Now they do. But I find it more affordable to buy it like this and then just cook it down. And once the portobello mushrooms are clean, they're gonna look like this. And then I'm going to saute the eggplant and the stems of the mushrooms, and I'm going to add some onions to it, and we're going to saute it in the glaze once it's nice and thick. And then we're going to garnish it with pine nuts, and also I use feta cheese. So let's get going over to the stove and I'll show you how it's going to look. Okay, you can see that my cup and a half of balsamic vinegar has cooked down and it's like a syrup. That is what you want. Now I'm going to add the eggplant and the mushroom stems. This will take about 5 minutes to cook. And make sure you coat the eggplant really good with the balsamic vinegar glaze. This cup and a half cooked down to about 1/4 of a cup, but the flavor is very strong, so don't think that you don't have enough because this will be plenty. And I've got about 2 medium-sized eggplants in here. Let me turn the heat up. Then while that is cooking, I'm going to salt, pepper the portobello mushrooms. Then I got my pine nuts already cooked, roasted I should say. And the reason why I do this is that the pine nuts, when you roast them and they turn a little brown, the flavor of them just bursts. I mean, it's just amazing. If you take a pine nut and you eat it when it's not cooked, you get a pine nut that is roasted like this, the flavor is like 10 times stronger. It's just the flavor is so enhanced. You will love it. And then also too, I'm going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil on top of the mushrooms. I got my oven heat set for 400, and once I get everything in here with the cheese on top, I'm going to put it in the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes, and this will come out and it's going to be amazing. Now what I did do, because my husband Joe, he loves Italian sausage, so I did cook up some Italian sausage. I'm going to do half of these with Italian sausage and half of them vegan way. Now, vegan is, is that you don't have cheese on it, so you could use your own type of cheese that's vegan. I'm not totally 100% vegan. I love my meats. I used to be until I met Joe, and I'm glad I met him because when you don't eat meat, you really forget how much you're giving up. So you can see how this is cooking down. And it's going to take a few more minutes because I want the eggplant to be nice and tender and cooked. along with the mushrooms. But I am going to add some, I minced up some onions. And onion adds a little bit more flavor to it. So I can't wait to show you the finished product. You're gonna love it. See how the balsamic vinegar out is just, I didn't think I was gonna have enough myself. I second guessed myself, but don't, because you don't want to overpower it with too much. Okay, let's give that a few more minutes. I went ahead and put the cooked eggplant and the mushroom tops that were cooked in the balsamic vinegar. I went ahead and dressed each one. These three, I have the sausage already in it, topped with the feta cheese. This is gonna go in my oven at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. And I forgot to mention to you is that I do put Italian seasoning before I stick in the oven, so I'm gonna put just a little bit of Italian seasoning on top. And when you make this for yourself, you could do whatever spices that you really like. This is just our preference. And this is how I buy the pine nuts. And then balsamic vinegar is, this is like $3 for this big bottle. And then the glaze you can get at Costco. This is like $10. So I really like making my own glaze by cooking it down. So I'm gonna put this in the oven at 400 again. Then once it comes out of the oven, then I'm going to go ahead and top it with the pine nuts and then put it back in the oven for like 1 more minute. So here it goes in the oven. And 12 to 15 minutes, we're going to pull those babies out and I'm going to show you how delicious they are. Okay, my timer just went off, so it's time to pull these out of the oven. And the last minute, I put the pine nuts on top. Look how beautiful these are. So, the true test is to see how good they taste. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. It's amazing. Okay. This will be very hot, so again, very careful. The Portobello mushroom is tender. The eggplant is cooked perfect. The feta cheese is melted the way it's supposed to be. A little brown on the top. The pine nuts add so much flavor to it. I wish you could taste this. So, do me a favor, like and share. And if you decide to make this, if you have any questions, you could actually just message me and I'd be happy to help you with it. So it's very simple, very healthy, and I hope you make it because you're gonna love it as much as we do. So until next time, thank you for watching my little video. Good night.